Hello, friends! How is everyone doing today? I'm here with little Appleseed. Or maybe they're still muted for pre-roll. They might still be muted for pre-roll.
Sorry.
Oh, hello! Hi, how's it going?
It's going good. Sorry, my folks are still slowly flooding in.
Mm-hmm. Adjust my chat, so they can chat.
Chat.
Exactly. You understand. You get it.
I get it.
Been a few minutes since I've had you on stream, but it's a pleasure as always.
Likewise. It's a pleasure to have you and to be on your stream.
And I need to... Speaking of, everybody should definitely go check out Appleseed over on Twitch, and I'm going to put their description in chat and the YouTube description in a moment.
Yeah, and people should subscribe to Jade, because Jade is cool.
So close.
There we go. Yeah, my folks will still be starting to flood in. One of the main benefits that I like about YouTube over Twitch is you guys have the ability to you can say you're going live at this specific time, whereas for us we tweet about it, and yeah, you can start the stream early, but then people just kind of have to awkwardly sit around. There's no nice waiting room, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the flip side of it is that I have to go out at a certain time. If I schedule a video and I'm not there on time, then it demolishes my SEO. It just obliterates me.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Where is...
I'm sorry, you might hear my candy chewing noises.
You know what? I can just do it this way. Pokemon's coming out!
Pokemon's coming out!
How hype are you for Pokemon?
I'm so hyped. I've been wanting Gen 4 remakes since Gen 3 remakes came out. So.
Oh, big same.
Don't get me wrong. I love Gen 3. Oh, I disappeared for a second. Oh my god. I love Gen 3, and Gen 3 remakes were awesome. But I have such fond memories of Gen 4 that I'm
big same, sorry. Because for me, I started with Gen 1. I mean, I started with, Pokemon Red
same.
For the Nintendo Game Boy, which was just a brick. It was just a carpentry brick that happened to play video games. And I didn't play Gen 2 or 3 when they came out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't have a Game Boy Color. And I didn't have an Advanced early on. So, Gen 4 was actually my first return to Pokemon after the first generation of Pokemon ever.
Really?
Yeah, so I haven't played them since. I should clarify, I haven't played these games for, what, 20... Yeah, how many years has it been?
Oh my
it's
god,
been many years.
Couldn't be me. I've played through each Pokemon game a million times.
Yeah, I played it in 06. Because this was the first one for the DS, right?
Yeah, this was the first one for the DS.
Yeah, because I didn't have a Game Boy Advance until I got a DS, which let me plug Game Boy Advance cartridges in. So I went back and I played some of the older Pokemons, but this is actually the second Pokemon that I've played.
Oh my god, that's wild to me, honestly. A lot of people, I think, a lot of people started with Gen 4. Because, it was kind of the age of the DS, and I don't remember when the DS came out, and, how roughly after that, Sinnoh came out. But...
couldn't tell you offhand.
But I remember it being not long after. Maybe I'm just, making that up, but... I remember being excited, getting a DS, and then shortly after that, Pokemon came out, and it was oh my god, it's my favorite game that I get to play on my new DS. That's so cool.
This is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me slide things. There, I can go there. Good. All right. But yeah, for me, like, yeah, for you, it was right on the launch day, pretty much, when you played it.
Oh yeah, like I got Gen 4. My sister got Diamond and I got Pearl. So we had both, but we got them like basically day of.
Nice.
Like I was so excited to play a new Pokemon game. And it was
honestly,
begging
I was
my
too.
parents.
Now, did you play a lot of other JRPGs, or is it mostly just the Pokemon all the time?
Oh, I play like all sorts of JRPGs. Like I'm a big fan of like Final Fantasy. I'm a big fan of like Legend of Dragoon is my favorite game of all time.
Ooh, I have not played that one. I know I need to, but
a lot of people haven't, which makes me upset because it's a really good game. and you know, I'm obviously biased because I played it in my childhood, and I think I do have nostalgia glasses for it. But
you know, the concept of nostalgia glasses is really interesting to me because I played Mario Odyssey, and I had never. And that was my first 3D Mario game. I had no nostalgia for it. I didn't have a GameCube. I didn't have Mario on the N64. So I had no nostalgia going into it. So it was like, you know, oh, it's good but everyone always said, like, around that time it came out, they said it was good if you enjoyed the old 3D Mario games.
Okay.
You know? It's like, well, okay, but I went into it with no nostalgia glasses whatsoever, and I fell in love with it. I absolutely adored the game.
Yeah.
So, like, like, nostalgia glasses, on one hand, they can be limiting, but on the other hand, they can just be true, right? Like, you can just look back and say, you know, I had good taste. I was a good person, and I had good taste in games.
I had great taste in games. No, I mean, like, following up with that, like, my one of my other favorite games of all time is, like, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Which, I hold so much fondness for it, but I hear a lot of people say, like, yeah, it's a fine game. Like, it's definitely, it was great, like, absolutely tremendous at the time it came out.
But maybe it didn't age as well as Final Fantasy VI.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. That's fair. Final Fantasy VI is my favorite game of all time. I just go back and play it every couple of years.
Final Fantasy VI, I have constantly fought people over. I think is the best Final Fantasy game.
No fight here. Big agree.
I mean,
big
I would
agree.
imagine not if it's your favorite game of all time.
Have you seen the pixel remasters for the Final Fantasy games? I mean, we're already tangenting on Final Fantasy, but I mean, whatever. This is just a chat
I haven't really checked that out. I need to, though.
They came out for Steam. They're really good. They have bug fixes. They're not just ports. They have translation fixes while they still keep some of the Woosley style of the old games. So like they're retranslated, but not in a way that loses the Super Nintendo translation entirely, if that makes sense.
Oh, interesting.
And they have a retro button.
That's always nice.
They have a button that shows the sprites the way they would have appeared on a CRT. And at first I'm like, oh, that's a silly gimmick. Then I actually played with it for a little while. I'm like, no, wait, that's fantastic. That's actually beautiful. I love it.
That's one of my favorite features of Dragon Quest XI.
Oh, yeah?
Is like the retro kind of setting where you can play the game in like the nice kind of 3D, like beautiful style, but if you want to play it with like full-on sprite work, like they created the game with that in mind.
That's awesome.
So you can play it like two entirely different ways, basically.
That's very cool. They did something similar with the Monkey Island remakes.
Yeah, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Monkey Island's good. I need to play a Monkey Island game again.
Yep. So yeah, I want to go back and play those again. They're fantastic. Dominic Armato is an absolute deity as far as I'm concerned. Big goals.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
But the question, the burning question on everyone's mind: what is your favorite Pokemon?
Oh God. my favorite Pokemon or my favorite like Pokemon game?
You first one, then the other.
okay. My favorite Pokemon is without a doubt Wailord.
Oh, that's one you don't hear too often.
Yes, I have a very fond memory of being a kid and playing Pokemon XD for the first time. Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing a Wailord and just how absolutely massive it was.
The lad.
Like, in comparison to every single other Pokemon. And it, it was so, it just blew my mind. Like, it was...
Yeah, and XD actually kept it to scale.
Yeah, it was like, look at my large lad. Like, I loved him.
Look at the absolute enormity of this unit.
I have it upstairs right now, but I actually do have like a big Wailord plushie.
That's awesome.
That I like double as something to cuddle at night and also as a pillow. Yeah, I love Pokemon XD Sapphire. Like I absolutely adore Pokemon XD.
They did not treat your boy well in Sword and Shield. I got to admit.
No, I have thoughts about that. What?
They sort of made up for it in the DLC where you actually can see a 2-scale Wailord, but like
yeah, and they made up for it in like new Pokemon Snap, where you're going through one of the courses and like you're going through the water and all of a sudden a Wailord just rises up in front of you and it's massive.
The majesty.
It's like, oh, beautiful, beautiful. What about you? What's your favorite Pokemon?
My favorite Pokemon has always been Sableye. Like,
ooh, that's a good one.
Tiny, friend-shaped goblin recluse that likes rocks. Something about that speaks to me. Okay. You gotta love it, right? Like, I don't know, just something about something about Sableye's energy, like I know they ended up making it an ability, but I mean, like, you're just prankster in the term of, what it's originally designed to mean. Like, just at the time of this little fey jerk goblin. I love. Big fan.
Yeah, no, I'm very fond of Sableye.
Plus, originally had words. Had no resistances, or no weaknesses.
Yeah, that's, like, I really like the fairy type, but that's something that I'm a little mad that it exists. About, like, because Sableye's, when it came out, like, its main thing was that it was the Pokemon that had absolutely no, like, weakness.
No weakness. Yeah. Well, that and, when was Spiritomb? Was Spiritomb the same generation?
Spiritomb was, Gen 4.
Okay. Yeah.
So, a gen after. But...
Right on. Well, as stated, my early gens are skewed because of the order they played them in.
Yeah. No,
honestly, I don't mind so much as with Sableye having the weakness to Fairy. It's more Spiritomb where not having any weaknesses is sort of like its whole thing. And yeah, I mean, it's not a terribly interesting Pokemon, so like I can forgive it, but it's still kind of sad that it lost its shine.
Yeah, I like the look of Spiritomb, but I feel like Spiritomb doesn't have a lot going for it.
I like the lore.
Yeah. So the fact that it had no weaknesses was like pretty huge.
Yeah, very defining of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, what is your favorite generation?
Oh God. Okay, that's a bigger question.
That is a bigger question. Maybe not.
See, I can like not like bat an eye and say that my favorite Pokemon's Wailord, but my favorite Pokemon game, like that. Gen 3, I have a lot of Pokemon that I really like in the Hoenn region. That's probably where the majority of like my favorite Pokemon come from. Like
right on.
Wailord, Flygon. I mean, it got Roserade later, but Rosalia when it came out was one of my favorites. Of course, there's lots more, but now that I'm trying to think, I'm like blanking. And I've always really liked water types. Water types and grass types are my favorites. So I honestly didn't mind like the big water region.
So what's your take on 7 out of 10 too much water?
I can understand why people don't like the fact that there's so much water. And it makes it really frustrating when you're doing something like a Nuzlocke, because it's like, okay, I need type variation, and I'm getting a ton of water types. Great.
Oh, for people in chat who don't get that reference, IGN rated Pokemon Alpha Sapphire 7.8 out of 10, and with the note on the negative side that there were too many water routes, and so that specifically became a meme. Is 7.8 too much water, because. And honestly, like, the water routes just aren't as visually interesting. I get where they're coming from, but it's still, silly meme. Anyways, sorry, I just wanted to share that for audiences in case who might not have known.
No, for sure, for sure.
I feel like that's an in-joke, but I don't...
Like, a lot of people get that joke, but I mean, it's still good, just in case.
Yeah.
But I actually, I played a lot. Like, the Pokemon game that I probably played the most, like, replay-wise, is like, any of the Gen 4 games.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I found that their, like, general features were probably the most interesting. Like, the story was good. It was phenomenal. But I kept coming back to them because of, like, all the additional stuff that you could do post-game. Where it was like,
oh yeah, that's true.
I'd spend hours, like, playing in the underground paths with friends of mine.
Yeah,
or doing, like,
post-game.
Pokemon Super Contests. And trying to work up the ranks of Super Contests.
Plus, every variation of the Battle Frontier kind of was...
Oh, yeah,
really,
the Battle Frontier as well.
Really solidified. Like, they had similar things before then, but Gen 4 is where they really solidified the idea of that style.
Oh, for sure.
For me, it's actually going to be the newest one. I think that I like the newest Pokemon games.
Really?
And that's going to be a hot take, I know.
Okay, yes. I'm sorry. I'm picking your brain about that. Like, explain to me why that is the case.
Sure. Okay, so.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to put you in, like, the hot seat or anything, but
Shine the light. We have ways of making you talk.
I didn't dislike Sword and Shield, but I've got my thoughts. But
so
you first.
When you have a long-running series, they're in a game design term, we usually call them sacred cows. The kind of legacy game element that exists in the game because it existed in previous versions that as a designer you can't take out or people are going to get angry. Like, you can't take out some such and such. That's a core part of the XCOM experience or what have you.
Yeah. Okay, I getcha.
And the first game that really started killing those shrines, that really started breaking down these untouchable legacy things that have just been deep in the weeds of Pokemon, like HMs. There shouldn't have been HM starting at Gen 4 or 5. Like, they should have started weeding that gameplay cycle out of needing an HM slate. Like, it goes so far against the basic design of Pokemon to have one Pokemon who exists for nothing but, transportation tools. And they didn't really do that until Sun and Moon, And yep, no, but Sun and Moon had so many issues. I have problems with Sun and Moon, but they kept that trend going.
That's another thing I need to pick your brain about.
But they kept that trend going. They kept that trend going, and the ease of life options that don't actually detract from the core experience, the wide open areas that you can just go when you want to wander around that are available in the green belt. They have another name for it, but it's the green belt. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
Getting rid of the of HMs and just sort of integrating them into the narrative, and honestly, I think I that all combined into a really good experience for me. Now, I fully acknowledge that it's the studio's first time on the Switch, and there were some growing pains. Look at every time, look at any Pokemon game when it comes to its first game on a system. There's always a little bit of growing pains, right? And let's be perfectly honest with ourselves. Game Freak does not pay its actual game studio nearly as much as they're worth. They don't. Like, they did not have enough time. They did not have enough work on there. Like, people complained about the Pokédex cut, but like the reason that I'm fairly certain it happened is because they didn't have time. They were just not given the time and manpower necessary to make the game that they wanted to make. But still,
no, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah. But, again, that's killing sacred cows and everyone going, oh my gosh, how could they possibly do this? It's like, yeah, but for as big as a franchise as Pokemon is, they should basically have double the studio size for their games. They really should.
Oh, for sure.
But, yeah. And it also worked really well with my playstyle. And we'll go into this more later, but my playstyle is always no mart, which is no Pokemart. You cannot buy anything except for cosmetics. If you're in an area with respawning items, then you cannot pick up the items more than once. And the one that a lot of people ignore because it's not clear in the name is you cannot use that generation's gimmick. So in Sword and Shield, that means every single fight, no Gigantamax. Every single run. And that turned the boss battles into something incredibly epic, like incredibly powerful. Instead of going toe-to-toe, it was, now I have to deal with this mess, and I don't have an answer because I'm not allowed to have an answer for this. And that made the fights incredibly tense. It's the first time that Pokemon has really had boss battles that had me on the edge of my seat. Yeah, no Mart.
No, Oh, sorry.
Oh, I was just clarifying. Yeah, no Mart is you can't Gigantamax, or you can't Mega Evolve, or you can't Z move, or what have you. That's a part of the rule set of that.
Yeah, like I've done no Mart with like, no Pokemarts, no that kind of stuff. But I've never actually heard it with like the game's kind of core gimmick. You can't use that.
Yeah, that's how I learned it.
That idea though, honestly.
Yeah, it adds a lot. It adds a lot without encouraging you to like go out and grind forever.
Well, I think also like I've been meaning to do a run like this at some point, but I've never played Sword and Shield without like doing a run without Dynamaxing or Gigantamaxing or anything. And I think it would actually be like a legit challenge.
Oh yeah, it's terrifying.
You weren't doing that. Especially doing that and maybe like also Nuzlocking it. Oh.
Nomar and Nuzlocke just sounds like a really painful combination.
But no, I've always been of the camp that like I never quite understood all the hate on Sword and Shield. Like there's a lot of things that I think could be more polished in the game. But I can tell, or maybe I shouldn't say that I can tell, but it definitely seems like the reason those things are the way they are, or just because it was a rushed game.
Yeah, it was rushed, and they didn't have like funding. Like that's my take.
Yeah.
Now, I don't actually have insider information on the Pokemon franchise anymore, but I can definitely tell from what from where I'm standing that there's an issue with that.
Yeah, like my biggest gripes with the game were I like the general kind of story was a little lackluster. Like it kind of all happened right at the end.
Yeah, they kind of exposition dumped at the end. I will grant that.
But
part of me prefers that over Sun and Moon exposition dumping at the beginning, so you don't get to play the game for your first 3 hours of gameplay.
No, that's one of my biggest gripes about Sun and Moon. I will not lie. I have like, I guess you could call it bias towards Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon is directly the reason why my best friend is my best friend.
Aw.
Like, I have a very fond memory of the two of us. Like, we got Sun and Moon, like, day of, and this was back when we were just kind of casual acquaintances that played D&D together. We got Sun and Moon day of, and we spent the entire weekend just playing it and, like, really getting to know each other. And it was, like, true bonding experience.
That's awesome.
So I have a lot of bias towards Sun and Moon, and I genuinely really like the game.
Like it's a good game, and it definitely takes a lot in the right direction. The Pokemon Call is like one of the biggest advancements in Pokemon technology we've ever seen. The ride system rather. But like, yeah, mostly the pacing of this, I think, what annoyed me.
No, it's games. They're games that I absolutely hate replaying. Because, like, I like Sun and Moon. I would like to stream Sun and Moon. Or rather, Ultra Sun and Moon, because those are a little better paced.
It's sort of the completed version of it.
At least at the beginning. But, I don't want to spend my first, like, hour and a half on stream just getting through, like, the tutorial stuff, you know?
Exactly. But yeah. So, what is your, do you have any good Pokemon stories? Like, of your Pokemon, who has really made a name for themselves, like, etched themselves into your mind? Not in general, I mean in specific.
Well, are we wanting, like Nuzlocke etched their name into my mind, or, just in terms of team members?
Something you got stories about. I mean, I have a few Pokemon that have stories. I have a Weavile, back when in Gen 5, when every single team was 1 Garchomp and 5 Garchomp counters. Remember that era?
Naturally, yes.
I had a Weavile that could one-hit kill a Garchomp and outspeed it. And I tuned it specifically for that task. And I actually ended up winning a tournament with it because no one expected that, because it was considered an underused Pokemon. It was considered a weaker Pokemon, but I'm just like, I like Weavile, and I have a specific niche for it. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's make it happen. And that lad just ended up being carrying me through multiple events.
Weavile is the one Pokemon that I'm for sure having on my Diamond and Pearl remake team.
Nice.
Man, that's solid though. I've never I've done like a little bit of the kind of general competitive Pokemon scene, but never been too deep into it. So I can't say I have any good stories from like competitive play. But let me think. I'm trying to think of like any good like hard Nuzlocke carries or anything like that. Because some of those are like hard etched into my mind. I actually, and I will, mostly because of this, I will fight anyone who says that Trubbish is not a good Pokemon because it's just a pile of garbage. I did a Nuzlocke of... What game was it? I think it was Pokemon X and Y. Which is already, like, one of the easiest Pokemon games, and
yeah.
That's just the way it is. But
Run moment.
I took one of my Pokemon, because I was doing specifically like a Wonderlock, which is like you
Wonder Trade your starter?
Yeah, you do like normal Nuzlocke stuff, but every Pokemon you catch, you instead Wonder Trade.
Oh, all of them.
And you get whatever you use, like it's just a random Pokemon you get. So I got a Trubbish. And I was like, you know what? I've never used a Garbodor. Let's keep Trubbish on my team for a little bit. And like, I swear, like 3 fights in, like he already cemented himself as like a team staple.
Nice.
Like he was a dominator. Like he took out like 3 gyms like single-handedly.
Oh, that's awesome.
Like he was just my absolute like team MVP. And there was a lot of solid Pokemon I had on that team actually. So for him to be my MVP was like a little surprising, but it was good.
Another variant that I've played a bunch is when you sack your starter for a mystery egg. Just go to a friend and say, hey, give me a random egg, specifically one that you don't know what's inside.
Yeah, I used to do stuff like that with my friends, actually. Where we'd be playing through, like, a Pokemon game. And we never did, like, a full egg lock, like Kira on my chat is saying. But we would, like... it would be like, okay, I'm at, like, the 4th gym. Give me a random egg. Whatever it is, it will be on my team.
Yep.
and we did it where it's like, okay, you totally have the power to absolutely destroy or make someone's run. Like,
oh yeah.
Because it was all my friends and I doing it. So it was like, I could give you like I could give you like a Garchomp, like a Gibble egg.
But I sure hope you like Sunflora.
But I hope you're ready for the Chimecho instead. Or what have you.
Yo, Chimecho kind of rules though, so like
I
that's
love
okay.
Chimecho, actually. Like I'm not sure if he's any good or they're any good stats wise. But I think Chimecho's super cute.
No, I had a tournament where the host bred like 2 or 3 of every single Pokemon in the UU tier, like the underused tier, and then randomly distributed the eggs to everyone who was participating. Like, this is your team. You can pick 2 of the Pokemon. You can pick 2 of the Pokemon to join them, and they all have to be in the UU tier. But these 2 have to be on your team, as is. No promises on stats or natures.
That's actually really fun. I would love to do like a good challenge run where it's just like, you pick like a specific Pokemon tier, and obviously not like overused or anything.
So I roll up with a Weezing and a Mareep.
Yeah, exactly. Like, let's do a Pokemon run where my entire team is like Pokemon that are like rarely used. Like, let's go.
And then you know what I did? I did the most cruel thing that I could do for that event. I made a Toxic Stall team.
Oh, no! Jade, no! I
I placed in top 3, but like I didn't feel good about it.
all my competitive Pokemon I have played is like limited to Pokemon Showdown. Like,
I never played Showdown, but I played Coliseum with that. But
yeah, like no, Pokemon Showdown is like the online like, you can basically just create a competitive team and like input whatever nature you want, whatever items, stuff like that.
Yeah. To me, the training is important to me for some reason.
Oh no, for sure. That's the part that's really not interesting to me. So I'll train my Pokemon for like my own playthrough, but.
But on that topic, a question from my chat is: do you believe that IVs as a mechanic should be cut?
That's an interesting question. I can't say that honestly I care much about IVs in my own personal Pokemon playing. Just because
I have
like...
opinions.
Oh. Oh.
Well.
I don't care much about IVs just because I don't find that I need to use them very often. Like they're not something that really becomes relevant. I probably should care more about IVs and stuff like that for, Nuzlocks and things.
Yeah. I get the idea. The idea is to make it feel like every Pokemon is unique and has its own special tool set and move and personality. But functionally, IVs just make some Pokemon inherently better than the other, right?
Yes.
But the key is that we have better ways to show personality. Like that I think that they made sense in Gens 1 through whatever you want to call it at, when Pokemon was still very sprite-based, very simple, and this Pokemon's a little bit better at attack was sufficient for personality. But now they could even turn natures into actual Pokemon natures. They could actually have Pokemon act differently depending on their nature, and use that as a replacement for IVs. Actually give them a personality, like almost like a Animal Crossing style personality kit.
I don't know how much I've talked to you about it. I have recently started up a Pokemon 5th edition game. Where there's a group that created like documents for full like functionality of Pokemon in D&D 5th edition, where you play as like a Pokemon trainer class. You catch Pokemon. Each Pokemon has like specific stats that function very similar to just like D&D monsters. So it's essentially just there's no better way for me to describe it. It's essentially just 5th edition, but Pokemon.
I'm sold.
It's so fun what little I have played. All I'm saying is keep your inbox open because I've got plans in December.
Sounds good to me.
But one of my favorite things that I've been able to mess around with is the idea of a nature as like a legitimate Pokemon personality. Because of course, like I want my players to have like connections to the Pokemon that they catch.
Right. Yeah.
And, give them personality, so it's not just like, I'm throwing out my Pikachu and it's using Thunderbolts and cool.
Like, that's true of tabletop gaming in general, though, right? Like that's true of any tabletop characters. Like you don't say I hit the monster with my weapon. You describe what's happening and make it interesting, right?
Yeah, it's not I hit the monster with my weapon. It's I do a somersault into like a dramatic flourish and slash at the monster's legs with my scimitar and to go from there. But so it's been really fun to be like, oh, this Pokemon that you caught, like it's very much like recoiling away from you. It seems kind of nervous, almost like anxious.
Timid.
Yeah, it's a bit more timid. This Pokemon, like, you try and throw a Pokeball at it, and it's like tries to kind of bat it away with like its head. It might be a bit more sassy, like
Yeah.
just little things like that. Like, it's been so fun to mess around with.
Very nice. I will say, Monster Care Squad, the tabletop system is out, and you could make an amazing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon campaign in there.
I have heard that. I haven't looked into the system much myself, but
It's real good.
Yeah, I've been told that I would enjoy it. So, yeah, Pokemon 5th edition did get shut down for copyright, unfortunately.
Oh, well, if it got shut down, then that means no one on the internet will ever be able to find a copy of it again, ever. That's how shutting it down works, right?
Yeah. I definitely don't have every single PDF. If you're not looking for that, you absolutely shouldn't contact me.
Mm-hmm. Same with my AM2R stream that's going to be coming up in the Never, because clearly there's no way I can play it.
Yeah, of course. But that's something that I do think Pokemon would really benefit from, is the, like, taking a bit more of the kind of, I guess the anime approach to Pokemon, and have them with a bit more of a personality. Because one of my favorite things, like, even now, like, what little of the Pokemon anime I do consume nowadays, like, is seeing all the lovely personality of the different, like, trainers' Pokemon. Like, I remember being a kid and seeing, like, Ash's Totodile and how absolutely in love it would fall with, like, everyone. And just thinking that was the cutest thing.
Yeah. Though, real talk, I agree, they should do that. They should 100% do that in games. That should be replacing IVs as what makes Pokemon unique. And Game Freak will have to double the number of animators they have on their team. Because what do they have now? Like, I want to say 35 in-house?
Oh, yes. Yeah, they absolutely would need more.
Hold on, how many... this is going to bug me if I don't look it up. How many animators does Game Freak actually have employed right now? Okay, I can't find it very easily. I'm giving up. Someone in chat, look that up and tell me.
Can't find it easily? Oh, abandoned ship.
I spent 5 seconds and I couldn't find it, and that's too long to sidetrack the stream for.
Oh, I get it. I'm not faulting you.
It's good having you on.
Good to be on. But no, I just think that would be really cute. Like, I want Pokemon to have a bit more personality.
Yeah. Although I do have one Pokemon flex that I have to drop this somewhere. Okay. I have to drop this somewhere in the stream, so I'm just gonna do it now, okay? I have a Garchomp that was given to me by Nob Ogawa.
What?
Yep. Him and I posted on the same forums. Shout out to Pokegoons, if anyone is familiar with them. But yeah, and before he left, or when he was leaving, he just spent a week catching Pokemon and giving them to all of the other people on the forum.
That's wild! That's so cool!
And it says, original trainer Nob.
That's so neat, actually.
Mm-hmm. He was such a good translator. He really was. And, like, he was so good.
Yeah. Yeah, mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't feel like I have any big Pokemon flexes. I complete Nuzlocke.
Come on.
That's flex enough.
that you know what? That is a good flex. I do respect that.
I actually I guess the big flex I have a tremendous shiny Pokemon collection.
Oh, nice. I have a tremendously small one. How many do you? How many?
Oh God,
Ballpark.
Uh, over 50 for sure.
Oh wow.
I have, I mean, some I've legitimately hunted. But the majority of them I've just kind of found. um, I have pretty good luck with finding shinies.
Nice.
Which tends to drive a lot of people insane.
Mm-hmm. My first shiny was a Onyx that I found.
My first shiny was a Geodude!
Nice!
That's cute. That we both kind of had the two of Brock's moms.
Shiny friends. And it was in Victory Road. And it nose explosion. I knew it was
no
tensest fight of my life.
No, my first ever shiny was Geodude, because when I was a kid, I used to just spend hours like just running around in different areas in Pokemon games and just catching things. I found it fun.
Mm-hmm.
And like I had like hundreds of hours in Pokemon Leaf Green at this point already. Like I had hundreds of hours into the game. And I was just kind of running around Mount Moon and stumbled upon a shiny Geodude, and I was like, this
is my friend now.
Like, I was so confused because I had no idea what a shiny Pokemon was. Yeah, like I was a kid who like I had friends that played Pokemon, but the shiny rates were so like.
So you'd heard of shiny Pokemon, but not from a reliable source, is what I'm getting.
Yeah, basically. Like I was familiar, but
there was a you can save Aerith sort of legend.
Yeah, where it was like I caught it because I was like, okay, this is weird. I don't know if it's a glitch or not, but I'm gonna catch it anyways because it looks cool.
There's a super rare Pokemon that you can find with a different color palette. Sure, Jeffrey, I believe you. Mm-hmm. This is just like what you.
Okay, Chad.
Oh yeah, Gyarados is a lot of people's first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shiny because Gen 2, but I don't even know.
No,
if
I owned and had played like specifically Pokemon Crystal before then. But it was back with my first the first 2 gens. It was kind of my sister and I would like half and half play. So it was like we'd agree on a team. I'd do like certain parts of the game, she'd do certain parts of the game. Because we only had like 1 Game Boy Color.
Oh, right on.
But she was the older sister, so it was like, oh yeah, you can do the like running through the cave part. Like,
oh boy,
I kind of handed the crappy parts.
Hey sis, I got another C route for you.
Oh, you get to. We need to get our Croconaw to evolve. Do you wanna like fight wild Pokemon? She would just have me do the grinding and stuff.
People saying missing no is their nightmare. Yeah. I was terrified of missing no. I was absolutely terrified of missing no.
I was terrified of like encountering missing no.
Because, yeah. So, I had it, we'll go back to Final Fantasy real quick, just so I can explain something.
Of course.
Realm broke my Super Nintendo.
What?
Realm destroyed my Super Nintendo.
How? Like, just couldn't handle it, or what?
There is a glitch where when Realm comes back from, Gao comes back from their Velt, if you time it correctly, or very, very poorly, Realm can sketch Gao, which causes a crash.
Oh no.
And then if you save, like, you can have, like, you know, your inventory is randomized, so you can have, like, 99 economizers, and, like, just completely breaks the game.
God.
But in my case, it actually damaged the RAM on the system. And I was not trying for this. This was random. I had no idea what was going on. I was confused and scared.
Yeah, it's just kind of like this scary thing happened, and now...
Yeah, and now everything is exploded.
Now everything is broken.
So I was terrified of missing No because I was afraid it was going to brick my Game Boy.
I mean, that's fair, considering.
Yeah. Considering.
I never ever, like, ever encountered missing No anything. I was convinced missing No didn't exist for the longest time.
I followed a guide to do it when I was emulating the game one time. Not that I would ever emulate a game. You know what? Never mind. Okay.
Yeah. All the games I've ever played are 100% legal.
That's actually true for me.
Especially my Pokemon
on
games.
stream.
I have not done runs recently that were emulated. I don't know what you're talking about.
I have no idea what anyone's... Anyways.
Anyway, moving on.
But no, yes. Here's how do.
Where's my sweat? Like, sweating nervously.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Anyway, So,
go ahead.
So you're coming up to doing your first ever Nuzlocke.
My first Nuzlocke.
Which, first of all, crazy.
Yeah, kinda.
Like, I don't know. I know there's lots of people that have never and could never, I think, Nuzlocke games. Not because of difficulty, but just because they get too attached. Which, I mean, I do, but I do it anyways.
It's gonna be so strange to be able to buy items and like have Pokeballs. Like that's always the biggest one of the bigger barriers in the No Mart is the amount of Pokeballs you find on the ground is your total Pokeball count, so you better make them count.
Yeah, okay, so that answers my first question I was gonna ask, which, like, what rule set are you playing by? Because some people do that. But that's more like hardcore Nuzlocke kind of playthroughs. Which I don't recommend for your first one. But, I mean, ultimately, it's up to you.
Appleseed, what could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong?
Wait, hold on. Let me do one better. What's the worst that could happen?
What's the worst that could happen? I say at the end of my last Pokemon Platinum stream before I proceeded to lose my entire team.
Oh no!
Oh, that was a while ago. It was a few weeks ago, and I was taking on the fifth. Because in Platinum, Crasher Wake is fifth. I was taking on the fifth gym, and I was like, okay, let's like go in here. We'll try a trainer. We'll like see just roughly what the levels are like, and
see what's going on. Scout it out.
You know, grind if we need to. And I tried to fight one trainer and lost 2 Pokemon to that one trainer.
Oh no.
And it was like, oh, so this is where we're at. Okay.
Well, this is happening.
So I did a little bit of grinding, but then I was kind of like, you know what? Let's just try. What's the worst that could happen? Which was obviously a stupid decision on my behalf. Because I proceeded to lose the rest of my team and the entire Nuzlocke.
Ow. I am going to give myself one continue. If I lose every single Pokemon and the run would be over, I'm going to revive 6, and then and you have 1 continue. That's one thing I'm going to decide on.
I mean, that's fair, especially because it's your first one too. I think having that leeway and that little bit of kindness for yourself will help you out.
And honestly, if I lose, I'm just going to convert it into a regular run and complete the game. Like I'm I'm not actually going to release. Like I'm going to put them in a graveyard box.
Obviously, like, I mean, it's still a new Pokemon game at the end of the day. So like, still play through it if nothing else.
Exactly. I'm gonna let chat choose my starter.
That'll be fun.
And I even let them choose the version. I'm playing a Diamond.
Okay. Now I have to ask. Do you have a preference on starter?
Who am I even? I've been sort of media blackout. I mean, I've played the game a long time ago, but it's been so long.
Yeah, no, that's fair. So if you don't remember even really the starters.
And initially, I played through it with Empoleon.
Okay.
And I kind of feel like that's the easy answer, right? I kind of feel like getting water steel typing is kind of the stronger path, right?
Empoleon's good. In terms of just the general like gyms and stuff, I don't actually know who the best starter is.
I'm kind of hoping for Torterra,
okay.
Just because visually it's an amazing style. It's just a really cool style artistically.
You chose wisely.
And I'm certain that chat's gonna give me Chimchar. Like it's
just because like that's the one that you're, I do like all of them. Like I really do have fondness for all 3. But my stream playthrough for sure, like Torterra, Turtwig all the way. Like
Right on.
I love the tree turtle. My
turtle
druid heart, it's drawn.
Oh, it's true. Well, I used a Sobble as my starter, and off of a full media blackout for Sword Shield, and I was not disappointed.
See, I love Sobble. Like I love Sobble. When I saw Sobble, I was like, this Pokemon, this is the one. Like this, my heart is taken.
I will protect this small child.
I cannot stand Inteleon. I think Inteleon looks so dumb.
I don't know. Like, it's fine. I don't hate it. I don't hate it as much as I hated Fennekin. Or, what's that one's name? The Fox Wizard one.
Yes, Delphox.
Delphox.
Delphox is the final form, but Fennekin's the first.
I did not like that was one where I was disappointed by my starter's final evolution. So, if by that being my baseline for comparison, I was more okay with Inteleon.
No, I actually would agree with you. I was not a fan of Delphox.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the middle evolution, like Braxian.
Yeah.
I really liked that, and I kind of liked the idea of this, like, cute, like, fox that had a bit of, like, a wand, like, in its pelt.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really cute, and then it just became a weird...
Yeah, and like, going from Media Blackout, it's like, okay, this is cool, I can't wait to see what this evolves into.
Yeah.
Wait, can I undo this? Can I go back?
Never mind. Press B!
Undo!
No, that's very much how I felt about Inteleon. Like, I saw Drizzile and I was like, I don't...
Yeah. Inteleon, I was just like, okay.
But
we got some James Bond going on. We got, good color palette. We have, a strong outline. It could be worse.
Yeah, no, I Sword and Shield was the first Pokemon game that, like, first new gen Pokemon game I played through where I didn't use my starter.
Savage.
Yeah, I felt like a bit of a monster, but I got a team of Pokemon I liked better, so...
Gen 2 was the first one I did without my starter, because I did the trade starter for an egg. So my starter and my companion throughout that entire game, who absolutely carried me through the game, was Dunsparce.
Heck yeah!
Top tier Dunsparce player.
Top tier Dunsparce, let's go!
But, like, unironically, though, because it had Serene Grace, and then it had Body Slam for 60% paralyzed, and then Headbutt for a 60% chance to flinch off the paralyzed slow, it's like, wait a minute, I actually have tactics. I actually have a strategy. This Dunsparce is getting work done.
Something that, like, and we kind of touched on this earlier, but something that I don't like about Pokemon is that there's some Pokemon that are just, like, objectively bad, right? Like, there's some that just aren't good. And it sucks because there's so many Pokemon that I really like that just aren't good.
Yeah. I was actually talking in a game dev stream a week or two ago about the difference between an optimal path and a viable path. Like, the optimal path is the best, right? No one's going to deny, that this is what everyone on Reddit says, this is what people do. But a viable path is one that works. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that are not optimal but are viable. Like I said, with this little fat snake with the right build and with the right support is able to beat the entire game on a no-mart run. So, yeah, that's not nothing. That's actually pretty significant. But then you have some Pokemon that are not even viable, right? You have some Pokemon that are just completely non-viable.
I legitimately really like Sunflora. I think it's cute as heck, but it is a garbage mod.
Shame about the stats, though.
It is not good.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I really like, and again, absolutely never played a hacked Pokemon game ever.
Of course, obviously. That'd be illegal.
I'm a big fan of, like, the Drayano Pokemon ROM hacks, where he makes games that are like, it's just this Pokemon game that you know and love, but the difficulty is ramped up, and there's a lot of, like, updates to Pokemon's, like, moves, typing, stats, abilities.
Oh, cool.
And he constantly takes Pokemon that desperately need a buff and gives them a good buff.
That's cool. That's nice. I mean, a lot of Pokemon need that little push. The worst are the ones that are just superannuated. Like, the worst are the Pokemon where there's just a straight better version of it, like, right around the corner. It's like,
yeah.
But aren't bad enough to really be in the cute, I'm going to use this because it's quaint category?
Yeah, like, I'm definitely bad for, I will use a terrible, terrible team if they're cute enough.
Mm-hmm. There's a quote, what generation was that quote? You know the one I'm talking about. Beans.
I think I know the one you're talking about. I'm not entirely sure, though.
I gotta find this. It's Karen from Gold Silver. Truly skilled trainers try to win with the Pokemon they love best.
Yeah! Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's just it. Like, my, original Sun and Moon team, like, one of my favorite Pokemon is Oricorio, which is, like, the little bird, the little, like, dancer bird. Which has, like, all the different styles it can become.
Yeah. Oh, there's the proper quote I was looking for.
Oh, yeah. You go first.
Strong Pokemon, weak Pokemon, that's only a selfish perception of people. Truly skilled trainers who try to win with their favorites. I like your style. You understand what's important. Go on. The champion is waiting.
Yeah! Yeah, no, I had an Oricorio on my team from, like, the moment I caught one in, like, the first island to the end of the game.
That was me with a Cutiefly in Sun Moon.
Yeah, I mean, Cutiefly too!
You're my friend now. I'm keeping you forever. I don't care what
You're
you
cute.
I don't care. I don't care if you don't evolve. I'm keeping you. Then it evolved like that's
And
even
you
better.
know
I love
what?
it.
You know what? Rabambi was like my team MVP, actually.
Nice.
Like and that's saying something because I had like Mimikyu on my team. I had like Primarina. Like I had good Pokemon, but Rabambi was my star.
Yay. It's a good little fairy sprite.
Oh, it's so cute.
Mm-hmm. Ah. Let's see.
So
let's see,
you're going into this Nuzlocke, and you've
Yeah.
never done one before.
Right?
You're not super familiar with the game anymore.
It's been a hot minute. I remember basically nothing.
Okay,
Like-
so it'll be like really, really fresh. Like it'll be
Mhm.
really like you're kind of experiencing things for the first time,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
or it might be that kind of like, oh yeah, like I remember this, but it's,
But it'll still be that excitement. It won't be the yes, I remember. It'll be that I remember that. Like, it'll be that excitement level though.
yeah, no, I see. I'm on the one hand, like I will never ever apologize for replaying the crap out of Pokemon games, but I almost wish that I had that. Like it would be kind of nice to be experiencing things with a very fresh lens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's like I love Gen 4 and remakes are good, and any way to play Gen 4 faster and in a cuter art style, like I will take, but
I think it's actually worth talking about the art style because this is the first time they've done a remake that wasn't in the style of the current generation, right?
yeah. No, I actually I didn't really mean to bring it up there, but I mean since I did, we might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of people complain about the art style and say that they really hate it.
Shocked.
I think because I mean a lot of Pokemon fans are to put it in as nice terms as I can, are very particular.
Opinionated, shall we say?
Yes. Very they like what they like and they don't like change.
It goes into what I was saying before about the sacred cows, like the things that are just like aren't changed because they're afraid the players are going to be angry if they change it. Yeah.
And here's the interesting thing. Like I am a diehard Pokemon fan. Like I live, breathe, and sleep Pokemon. Like I even when people were like, maybe you shouldn't buy Sword and Shield, it's not a step up, I was still like, okay, give me Sword and Shield. I think that what Pokemon honestly needs is to start doing new things.
Yeah.
Like I am, and granted it's kind of a side thing, like it's not a mainline Pokemon game. But I'm very excited for like Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh heck yeah! I am super hyped for that.
Because it's something very different for Pokemon.
Yeah, and it's the same team with more practice in this engine. I think it's gonna be visually stunning. I really do.
Everything I've seen so far, like visually, it actually looks fantastic. Which is great because I think visually Sword and Shield was lacking in a lot of parts.
It was, and I attribute that mostly to growing pains of the new console and
No, agreed.
money.
No,
I'm super hyped for Pokemon Arceus.
Yeah, like I'm already like I'm a huge fan of like the kind of I guess you could call it like Breath of the Wild-esque open world.
Hey, remember when people were looking at new games that looked similar to Breath of the Wild and were complaining as if that were like a bad thing? Like what was up with that?
Which is wild.
Like, oh, I can't believe that they're making a game similar to this fantastic game that I love. what's that about? Like,
I
see this is a win.
I mean, I really enjoyed Breath of the Wild. Like, I think it's a tremendous game. I do have opinions on it being a tremendous Zelda game. I think it's a great game, but as someone who's just a really fan of like the Zelda dungeons and stuff, like I was sad that was kind of missing.
Yeah, the dungeon design was always a keystone of the Zelda series, but they lost the path on that a long time ago. I mean,
but
did you play Twilight Princess?
Oh yeah, no, I've played most Zelda games.
Yeah, but Twilight Princess, good grief! Like I thought about missing how much I missed the dungeon designs in like Ocarina and Link to the Past, and even what they did with Link Between Worlds, which I think was a great game. And then I thought, well, then again, if their current dungeon design team is like, 3D dungeon design team is going to be doing some Twilight Princess stuff, you know what? I'd rather they didn't.
But that being said, like Breath of the Wild was a phenomenal game.
Mm-hmm.
And a game that like I keep coming back to, even so.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so much to do, and even like once you beat the main story, like there's tons and tons of side quests. There's like, it's a game that, and I truly love games like this. It's a game that just feels good to play.
Yeah, it really is, and I really hope that Pokemon Legends taps into that. Okay. I gotta ask.
Mm-hmm.
What's the wrongest way that I can pronounce the Pokemon God's name?
The like worst possible way.
What's the worst way that I can pronounce it?
The worst I've ever heard is Acreus.
I love it. Acreus.
Which, like, first of all, the R is before the C.
Oh, it's fantastic.
No, but I mean, there's Arceus is like I think how it's actually supposed to be pronounced. But I've heard like Arceus, I've heard like Arceus, I've heard like.
I thought it was Arceus.
See, I kind of like the sound of that actually.
Right, but like no one else says that. But Arceus. Like, okay, apparently me and Lunabold, which
Arceus,
honestly,
yeah, that's another one that I've heard.
Archie.
Archie. This is my boy Archie. God of Pokemon.
I love it. That's gonna be the name. That's the name. Let's do it.
No, but I don't know. I kind of like the way Arceus sounds, actually.
All right, as long as people can make long threads in my videos, in the comment section, telling me how wrong I am, that's content. That's what I need.
I'll come back and tell you how wrong you are.
Okay, good.
Just for you.
Excellent. Arceus, I still like that. I still love Archie. I can't get over that. Still not over Arceus.
But no, I think Legends Arceus has the potential to be like a good. I don't want to use the term like reset, but a good chance for people to see what a different kind of Pokemon game could be.
Yeah. Because whenever we have a side game, it always ends up being completely different. You know, I feel like this is going to be main series adjacent, which honestly, that's what I'm here for. You know.
Yeah, like it doesn't have to be what the main series becomes, but I based on what I've seen already, I wouldn't be opposed to getting elements of it in the main series.
Like I'm a fan of Ranger and Mystery Dungeon and all these other side games, but like I'd be happier for more RPGs. You know, I'd be happy with more actual RPGs, and that sounds like the direction they want to go. And it's like, sweet, I'm in. Let's go.
Well, I recently played through Monster Hunter Stories,
How do you like it?
I played Monster Hunter Stories 2 specifically. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good game.
I did too. It does 3 things that I loathe, but on the whole, I really enjoyed it, and I was able to look past the things I hated. Biggest problem is that monsters superannuate. You get monsters that are you cannot use. You cannot use your favorite monster.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's fair.
That's actually my biggest number 1 complaint. If Velocidrone is my favorite monster, I don't care if it's weaker. I don't care if it's not as effective. I want to use a Velocidrone, and that's completely blocked. Like, you after a certain point in the game, you'll just get one shot by every single enemy. It's like, okay, rest in peace. I guess I just can't use my favorite monsters, you know.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
And the other one is that I don't like Ratha. I wish that could have been that wasn't a dedicated party slot.
Yeah, no, I can understand those gripes. I'm honestly not the biggest Monster Hunter fan. Like, I have very little actual experience with Monster Hunter.
Fair enough.
It was specifically my one of my housemates picked up Monster Hunter Stories too, and was like, "Hey, you know, yeah, this is supposed to be kind of Pokemon-like. Do you want to like kind of experience it with me?" And I'm like, "Sure, why not?"
I like the Monster Hunter universe. It's very nice.
Yeah, and you know, I really enjoyed what of it like that I saw of Monster Hunter Stories. And I think that there's elements of that I really liked that will be present in Legends Arceus. Like, it's still RPG like, but it's a bit more what's the term I'm looking for? A bit more like action-y.
Yeah, action adjacent.
Yeah, action adjacent. I think that's a good term.
But yeah, no, I like stories. Like, those 2 complaints are real standout. But like, apart from that, like, it's still a good game, and I very much enjoyed my time with it, and I'm glad I played it. It's just like, it could have been. And those are the reason those stood out so much is because those are my complaints about the original one. That was my complaints about Monster Hunter Stories. And playing through Stories 2 and having my 2 biggest complaints still very present was disheartening. But it was still a good game, and I enjoyed it. Like, I don't regret my time playing it whatsoever. It was a really enjoyable experience.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say in comparison to normal Monster Hunter or even to the first one. But I did enjoy it personally. And I think Legends Arceus has the potential to be really, really good. And I'm hoping that they continue what they've been kind of showing in a lot of like new things that like aren't typical of Pokemon games.
Yeah, just expand the horizons of what a Pokemon game means, what it means to have a game in the Pokemon universe.
I also I love the idea too of like Pokemon that are truly like wild Pokemon, like Pokemon that attack you. Like, Pokemon are monsters.
Yeah, pocket monsters, one might say.
Exactly. So it makes sense to have Pokemon that are like wild and kind of primal and like will see a human and attack them.
Yeah. It should be fantastic. I don't remember who the villains are in Gen 4.
Oh,
I'm gonna have so much fun. I'm going. Like,
you're in for some fun times, then.
Like, I'll recognize them the moment I see them, but like, gosh, I genuinely. Is that Plasma? No. Yes? No. I don't know. I got nothing.
Part of me wants to say, the other part of me is like,
No, just pat my head.
But no, I'm really hoping that the remakes like don't cut down on kind of the difficulty of the originals.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's something that that Pokemon games have been doing a lot in recent years. They've been getting kind of pretty easy.
Well, the target audience has not changed.
Yeah,
right?
No, I agree.
The target audience for the first Pokemon games was 10 to 20 to the 15 to 25-year-old market, right? In ballpark, like you could argue below, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
And the thing is that the player base is growing up, but the target demographic is the same. So, yeah, people are outgrowing Pokemon games and then getting angry because these games are no longer made for them. It's like, no, they're still made for who they were made for. You're just no longer the target audience. Which, yeah, it's fine. It's just not a bad thing. You just have to find a way to make either enjoy it for what it is, or if Pokemon isn't for you, at this point in your life, accept that. I hate when people get angry that Pokemon game isn't growing up with them, like whether it's they're wishing for an edgy Pokemon game, which is always every couple of years everyone asks for an edgy Pokemon game, right? Like that's just one of those evergreen concepts that people ask for, right?
Yeah, I think I'm also like, I mean I would love for Pokemon games to feel like a challenge again, but that's why I do stuff like Nuzlocke. Like,
right, is that
like,
there's ways you can.
There's ways to play the games and make them challenging.
Exactly. There's ways to make your own difficulty.
I mean, it's mostly just me like wanting to chase the thrill of like going into the champion fight against my queen. My queen Cynthia.
Oh no, this is Cynthia, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
Oh no. Sorry, that just hit me like a lightning bolt. Like, oh no.
I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But,
no.
I have like such a fond and terrifying memory of like being a kid going to face Cynthia for the first time and getting my like butt completely handed to me, like absolutely destroyed. And it was the first time like as a kid, because I think a lot of kids, they play Pokemon the same way of like, oh, let's grind my starter up to like level 75. Here's the rest of my team in the 60s.
See, I was always the opposite, even from the start. I always tried to keep everyone the exact same level. And, yeah, because that's how I played other RPGs, like the other Final Fantasy.
That's fair. I always like, my favorites were always really high level. I mean, I always did love all my team, but I definitely had like specific favorites.
Yeah, I had favorites, but as far as leveling goes, I went super OCD about making sure that all of my characters are the same level. Like I actually went in the polar opposite, like where I was just like, okay, this person gained 1 level, so they have to go bench for a little while, so that like I got into the weeds on that.
No, so I very distinctly remember like fighting Cynthia, hearing like the champion music, going to try and beat her and just getting like destroyed by her Garchomp, and it's like, oh no. Oh no, this is a problem. I'm struggling.
What's the bigger threat to you? Cynthia's Garchomp or that one Miltank? You know the one.
Oh, Cynthia's Garchomp for sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I see the main issue with that Miltank is and I've talked about this with my housemates. Like, that Miltank is an issue not because it's actually a strong Miltank, but because there's nothing that you can get before then to really counter it.
That's true. It's Whitney's Miltank is the one we're talking about, by the way.
Yes. Like if you even gave me like a single fighting type before then, like then it wouldn't be an issue at all.
Your best bet is like a Nidoran with double kick or something, right?
Yeah, like instead you just gotta kind of plan for it.
Which you can't do if you on your first playthrough.
Yeah, no, on my first playthrough, maybe Whitney's Miltank was the rougher of the two.
The two big hurdles of Pokemon, right?
Yeah, the two greatest demons to overcome.
Is there any other individual Pokemon that are up there? Like, I mean, Leon's Aegislash is pretty rough the first time you deal with it. The first time you walk in there, it's like, oh, we're dealing with this now. Okay.
No, I actually, I wasn't expecting, in Sword and Shield to have any sort of issues with Leon, and I didn't really.
Without Gigantamaxing your own Pokemon, Leon is a encounter and a half.
Oh, I can imagine. But I did actually. I don't want to use the term struggle, but I did have to plan with his team, which I didn't really have to for the rest of the game. It was kind of like I could just throw my team at things and they'd win.
Hope for the best.
Whereas with Leon, it was like, okay, I actually had to use things like type matchups and think of my abilities and what moves would be useful here.
Yeah. And what order people are coming out.
Lance's hack Dragonites. Lance's elite Dragonites. I don't honestly remember Steven's Metagross being that big of a problem. But granted, it's been a while since I've played through Gen 3 fully. And especially just normally. Every time I do it, I usually randomize it so he doesn't have his proper team.
I think it's more that there's a real lack of decent fire types in that entire game. And it's like, how else do you deal with a Metagross? It's immune to Earthquake. It's neutral to fighting. Neutral to Dark as well, right? Oh no, it is weak to Dark.
No.
No. Wait. Beans. Yeah,
no,
Dark
because it's Steel Psychic.
Right, and
so
Dark.
So the Psychic is weak to Dark.
Didn't Steel used to resist Dark? Or am I just losing my brain mind?
I honestly don't remember.
I feel like that was an errata change.
I mean, Dark used to be, if I'm remembering correctly, I think Dark used to be physical.
Yep, Steel resisted Ghost and Dark, but then they removed them after Fairy type. Okay, they removed the Steel's resistance to Steel resisting Ghost and Dark because when they added Fairy type, it was to rebalance it. So I'm not losing my mind. It did used to do that. It does not now. Okay.
Okay. So you're not going crazy.
A little bit. I mean, just the normal amount.
Not going crazy for this at the very
Exactly.
No, but that's something that's always been kind of weird to me is that there's a ton of grass and water types. A ton. Two of the biggest types are grass and water. I think water is the biggest type, in fact.
Yeah. Decent margin, too.
But there's not a lot of fire types.
And
I know it's kind of trickier, I guess, to create, fire areas.
I mean...
As opposed to, forests and water routes.
But you don't really need you don't need to go full fire to have a fire type, right? Like,
Yeah.
Houndoom is a fire type and a perfectly valid one, and you can slap Houndoom just about anywhere that has a day-night cycle.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Like, they need more casual fire types. just like a couple of fire types that exist without, being all up in flames. Just like, yeah, this is a fire type, deal with it. Like Houndoom. I think Houndoom's a fantastic design.
But there's like some... you would think that because the main, like, trio of Pokemon types are, like, grass, fire, water, that there would be more fire types.
You'd think so.
I don't know the exact number, but, like, I'm trying to run through, like, a basic list in my head of, like, how many are kind of roughly per gen.
I mean, they don't even have a fire type Eevee evolution. Doesn't exist. Nope. Mm-mm.
No, fire for an Eevee? Nope.
No, you can't. There's no way.
Yeah, never
Shame.
existed.
Yeah.
Shame. I think a fire type Eevee evolution would be really cute.
Yeah, it'd probably be really strong too.
But Sapphire's getting angry.
Reasonable. Honestly, reasonable.
But no, like, the main reason I'm bringing this up is because in Gen 4 specifically, there is a whole of, like, 2 new fire types introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there is the Chimchar line, and then Magmortar, and that's it.
Yep. And plus, that was, like, when Stealth Rock meta was huge, so, like, any new fire type they added was all automatically going to be bottom tier, in that respect, too. Not that they've
100%.
cared about... Not that they particularly cared about tiers when making Pokemon, but still the idea there.
But it's also baffling to me, because there's a fire type Elite Four member. And it's like, why? Like, there's so few fire types.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also wild to me because from what I remember, and maybe this was changed in Platinum, but in his, like, Diamond and Pearl team, I don't recall him even having one of the fire types from Gen 4. Out of the 2 that are around, he's missing one.
That's actually kind of hilarious.
Look, Gen 4, and I'm kind of hoping that it stays the same because it's really funny. Gen 4 does some weird things with Pokemon types, where, like, a lot of trainers have Pokemon that are just kind of, why are you here? Like, you're not this type. Like, the electric type gym leader, he had a water type.
Honestly, I like that. I want to see more of that, if anything.
And it's like sorry.
I want to see more Pokemon. I want to see more gym leaders have a Pokemon that fits the theme, but not the type. Like, Koga has a Drapion on his team, right? He's a poison type gym leader, and he's a bug type gym leader, and he has a but Koga was dark. Anyways, like, give me a bug type gym leader that has a Drapion, which is a dark poison, and a Flygon, which is a dragon ground, but both fit the theme of being bug like. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Koga is a poison type.
That's right. Like, I like that. I like the idea. Like, give a grass type leader a Stantler, which or like some pure normal type like that just to give it to make them more interesting. Instead of you're not just picking one Pokemon, you throw that and just mashing in the hit strong attack button the entire time.
Yeah, like, that's something that I think like the Kanto, like the original gym leaders and Elite Four, like they have a lot of that because obviously there was limited options.
True, but
I kind of like it. Like, Sabrina, who's like the psychic type, she has like a Venomoth, which is kind of a weird like poisony moth, but
yeah, but it fits the theming. Yeah,
it has access to a decent amount of psychic moves actually. And it's kind of weird looking and a little alien in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I big agree on that. Like, okay,
yeah,
you know what?
Sorry.
Go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I have Kiro in my chat who's telling me the fire type Elite Four member, his team, what his team was in Diamond and Pearl. He had a whole 1 fire type or 2 fire types out of his 5 Pokemon.
Now I'm thinking about other what types would pivot near other types. Like if you had a rock gym leader having like Diggersby as a non-rock pivot on there, or like. So I'm just brainstorming what some other good type mix-ups would be, you know, for gym leaders to use.
One of my again, talking about perfectly legal Pokemon content. One of my favorite Pokemon fan games, the game Pokemon Insurgents. A very neat thing it does for its gyms is like it, instead of having a type, it has a theme. So it's like this trainer has forest themed Pokemon, so that might be bugs, that might be grass types, that might be poison types.
I like it.
Just anything that could realistically be in a forest.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
Which, yeah, I think is really, really neat.
I couldn't agree more.
Like, I mean, the single type is kind of nice because it just gives you, especially if you're doing something like a Nuzlocke, like it gives you something to kind of be able to nicely strategize around.
But it also makes it obvious and samey at the same time. So like, there's a trade-off to be had there.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, on the one hand, you're able to just focus on, okay, yes, this person uses grass types. I can use my fire types. Like, nice and easy. But it gives you a lot more to have to kind of think about if you're playing a game and all of a sudden it's like, okay, forest theme, like what does that mean?
Yeah, it gives you something that makes you think, because thinking can be good.
Yeah,
gym leader that's all fossil Pokemon. That would be interesting.
I mean, all fossil Pokemon are rock types, so that could just be like a rock trainer. But stuff like that, like I have a like trainer concept in my brain of a trainer who just uses Pokemon that looks like candy. Like uses Pokemon that looks like sweets. So a lot of those are like the fairy types, like kind of Alcremie, Slurpuff because it looks like cotton candy, stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm sure you probably could come up with other things.
Sorry, I know there was a thing about the what Pokemon would you eat question.
Alcremie. That's my answer. It's just a cake. Like a very cute cake. Don't get me wrong, but
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I wouldn't try a Slowpoke tail. I mean, just being honest.
Apparently, they're very good. Like
I've heard good things. I've heard good things.
But no, I love doing like Pokemon runs where I use like a specific kind of general theme for my team.
Yeah.
So like, here's, I've done before where, here's a run where I use all the regional birds. Here's a run where I'm just going to use all Pokemon that look like cats. Like,
very powerful indeed.
Look, there's a lot of cute cat Pokemon out there.
There are. Incineroar,
there's Persian, there's Purugly, which isn't a cute one, but Weavile, Espeon, I think, is the most cat-like out of the Eevee evolutions.
Plus, I mean, Persian is always underpowered, but sufficient. It's viable, Like, Persian is good enough to put on your team.
I like Persian. Although, here's a weird tangent. I don't really understand what the Game Freak Meowth love has been like lately.
Yeah, no, they've been on a kick. They've been having.
Like, I like Meowth. Don't get me wrong. But Meowth got a new Alolan form. It got a new Galarian form. It got a new evolution entirely for Galarian Meowth.
It got the Gigantamax, which actually breaks the farming mechanics of the entire game.
Yeah, so it's
like Gmax Meowth actually legitimately breaks some of the mechanics for scaling.
I mean, I like Meowth, but I'm a little confused. I don't think there's that much Meowth love.
I could be wrong, but
yeah, I don't recall people being like, yeah, Meowth, give me more Meowth content. Like,
well, I'll tell you right now that the Meowth fans out there, they've been absolutely popping off these past few years. They've just been.
We're like, yeah!
Woo!
More Meowth!
Let's go!
There is something very nice though about like seeing a Pokemon that you love get love.
Someone other than me remembers this? Wow.
I tend to be a fan of like a lot of the kind of more niche Pokemon that I feel like a lot of people don't like. Or at least like aren't usually on people's favorite lists. Of course, I say that, but then again, some of my favorite Pokemon are like Flygon, which a lot of people love.
Well, Flygon's just a great design.
Oh, yeah, no, that's entirely my reason. Like, I love Flygon's design.
Sapphire, would you not snuggle Incineroar? Be honest.
Yeah, he'd make for a great hug.
And he's nice and toasty because of the fire typing. He'd be a good snuggle. 10 out of 10.
A Pokemon to eat Farfetch'd, he carries his own seasoning,
True.
Fair enough.
True.
Am I the only one who thinks Gigantamax is a bit annoying? I have mixed feelings on Gigantamaxing. I think it's an alright gimmick.
I think it's fantastic if you don't do it.
Okay.
Like, it sounds like I'm memeing, but it's serious. Like, if you don't Gigantamax yourself, the enemies who do Gigantamax become terrifying monstrosities that you have to overcome.
Yeah. They feel like bosses.
They feel like legit bosses in the way that in a better way than the totem Pokemon did.
Yeah.
So like, it's annoying when you're in competitive play when it's allowed because everybody has Gigantamax. And it reminds me of the Garchomp meta where everyone has a Garchomp and a counter Garchomp. It's when do you Gigantamax is the real question of the meta. But like, in terms of casual play, yeah, no, I think it's a cool mechanic.
One of my big gripes with Gigantamaxing.
Slight difference.
I know.
Okay.
Slip of the tongue. I'm sorry. One of my big gripes with Gigantamaxing, and Gigantamaxing specifically, is that I really wanted in my Sword and Shield playthrough to use Gigantamaxes. Like, I had an El Creme on my team, and I was like, yeah, give me that giant cake. Like, I am here for
Let's
that.
go.
But then you couldn't even, like, with the El Creme or with the Milcery I caught when it evolved, like, I couldn't just Gigantamax that.
Yeah, until the DLC added the option, but that's like super in-game.
And so it was like, okay, I could catch another one.
Well, this is mine. I want this.
Well, first of all, I would have to hunt out like a Gigantamax den. First of all, actually succeed at that den. Second of all,
yep.
And then, you know, I'd have to swap out the one that I've grown attached to.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing there, is that it's the one that you've grown attached to that you have to toss to the wayside. It's like, no, but they're my friend.
I don't want to do that to sweet little Meringue. Like,
yeah,
she was my girl.
Also,
like, I grew attached to her. She was my baby.
Also, Freudian slips are fine, and these things happen.
But
a Freudian slip is when you say one thing and mean your mother. I mean, when you mean another. Sorry.
But no, I was really disappointed in that, actually. Like, I really wanted to use like proper Gigantamaxing. But I couldn't, and it was kind of, oh, that sucks.
Although I will say, speaking of you know, underloved Pokemon that got upgrades, I was super hype, and I absolutely adore Sirfetch'd.
Sirfetch'd is so cool. I really like Sirfetch'd.
Absolute brilliant design. Absolutely love it.
I'm very glad that Sword and Shields continued what I really, really like about Gen 4. It all comes back. Like, one of my favorite parts of Gen 4 as a kid was that it gave so many evolutions to Pokemon that I already really liked. And just made me like them even more.
Yeah.
Like, as a kid, I loved Sneasel.
Yeah.
So seeing Weavile for the first time was like, oh my god!
Oh, heck yeah!
Like, I was so excited seeing 2 new Eevee evolutions. Like, that was so cool. Rosalia was already one of my favorite Pokemon, so seeing Roserade,
Absolutely.
like, I was so excited I cried. Like,
I named my Roserade Viafort from the character in the Le Count de Monte Cristo.
that's a good name for a Roserade, actually.
Yeah.
I was an unoriginal kid, and I called mine Rosie.
Aww. Dunsparce evolution next. Let's go. Give me a Quaddle. Give me a Quaddle Pokemon.
Yeah. But no, even if it's just to like Galar forms, like I love the idea of giving older Pokemon some love.
Some more love, yeah. Especially the ones that like really needed it, you know.
Yeah,
like Meowth. We need at least 3 more Meowths, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
50 more Meowths.
Sorry.
Those people that I'm not sure where all the Meowth love is coming. I'm that Meowth love.
Excellent.
I'm the one here for it. But no, I was like, I'm a really big fan of like Obstagoon, like the
Obstagoon is a cool design.
Lanoon evolution. I used one on my team.
Same.
Plus, I love Sirfetch'd. Berserker is really, really cool.
Oh, the buttons
I'm
broken.
blanking on all the others now, of course.
Oh, my button's broken.
Oh no, button.
Let me re-add it, see if that works.
We must fix button. No, but I really like that. Like I want there to be Pokemon that get more attention and love.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like the just kind of Alolan, Galarian, like the new forms of Pokemon as well.
So who needs love right now?
I mean, it was already mentioned, but Dunsparce.
Big agree on that one.
Like, Dunsparce deserved a Mega and never got one.
Yes.
So,
give me
deserves something.
Give me G-Max Dunsparce. Let's go.
Yeah! Like, do it! Why not?
Tangrowth got a hecking evolution for him.
I don't know. Like, there's a lot of Pokemon that I really like, but they could use a bit more love. Like, and there's some that, like, I was a little angry got Megas, but then others didn't.
Yeah, the Mega picks were dubious, shall we say.
Yeah, like, some of the Megas that were given were to Pokemon that really needed it. Like, Mawile got an amazing Mega. And, I mean, Mawile was not good before then.
Sableye got a Mega. And Sableye
got a Mega.
Prankster Sableye into Mega Evolve, like that, you can do fun tricks with that.
You can do a lot of fun stuff with that. What other Pokemon got Megas that actually needed them?
Prankster Taunt, let's go.
I think Beedrill's Mega is cool. I was very upset that Butterfree didn't get a Mega.
It got a really nice G-Max though.
It did get a nice G-Max, so it did get something later, but I think it should have gotten a Mega because Beedrill did, and you know, just my brain is like the duos.
Reasonable, honestly.
Why does Charizard have 2 Megas? Why does Mewtwo have 2 Megas that both look awful? Asking the real questions here.
True. Yeah, Charizard is... They wanted a poster child and they got it.
Yeah, I have thoughts on Charizard love as well. And, you know, I liked Charizard. Liked being the past tense there.
It's fine, I guess.
I thought Charizard was really cool. I am very sick of Charizard being constantly shoved down my throat.
Yeah. We need some what was it? Beans. Emolga. We need a Giga Emolga.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite designs that just never really took off the way I always hoped it would. But Emolga was like absolute. I like the design better than Pikachu. Real talk. I think that Emolga is a cooler design than Pikachu.
That's a hot take.
Is that spicy? I don't even know.
Is that spicy? No, I'd actually agree though. I really like Emolga's design. I think Emolga is probably the best designed of the like Pikachu clones.
The Pikachu likes.
I mean, I have a lot of fondness for Pachirisu. I don't know why. It's just something about Pachirisu like makes my heart happy.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I get it.
But
I still remember someone actually winning a major with Emolga and like just completely out of nowhere.
I've thought a lot about like how I would love to get really good at competitive Pokemon and just take a Pokemon that's objectively kind of garbage, like to a big league thing.
I've done that. It's real fun. You have no idea how satisfying it is to have an opponent who is playing legendary Pokemon terrified of your Slowking.
Yeah, like that's like, the type of stuff that I love. Like, why not?
Like, just having Slowking take 50% damage from Draco Meteor and recovering it all same turn, and just being like, you're not allowed to play that game.
No, that's not happening.
No, I am here for that sort of Dark Horse strategy.
I mean, my favorite Pokemon is Wailord, right? So it's like, I'm not sure where Wailord is tiers wise, but he's a single type. I mean, a very, very large, but that's most of what Wailord has going for it.
G-Max Wailord.
Please! I wanted it so bad!
The Wailordist.
Give me a Gigantamax Wailord. It was the perfect Pokemon for it.
Seriously. The poor lad. The poor boy.
Like, just give me something absolutely huge.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. I'm not bitter.
Yeah, at least you're not bitter.
Give Appleseed the lad! Yeah!
Exactly. Pa. So yeah, I'm super hype. I'm also on media blackout for Legends Archie, because so I don't know what to expect with that.
Yeah,
and I'm excited to find out. And terrified.
I've been debating putting myself on media blackout for it because, I mean, Diamond and Pearl, I was already kind of doomed because I'm very familiar with the games.
That's fair.
I put myself on a pretty solid media blackout for Sword and Shield.
Same.
I knew what the legendaries looked like and knew what the starters looked like, and that was it.
Yep, same. Yep, that's exactly as far as I got, and yeah. I like experiencing it that way, you know? Yeah. Getting all of your wonder while you're playing the game instead of getting all of your wonder before you play the game, I think is a very healthy mindset to approach it.
No, I try and do that with any new Pokemon game. Like when I went into Sun and Moon with my now best friend, like I went into it like I don't even know if I knew what the starters looked like. I don't remember, honestly. Like I went into it so blind that it was just like, okay, yeah, I can just kind of experience, and that was awesome. Like I absolutely loved that.
That just being, just existing in the, you know, like experiencing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that's what I really try and do with really any new game to me. Like I want to just kind of experience it. And I'm trying my best to do that for Legends. But
yeah, but the one thing is very true is that the larger that we both get, the harder it is, because we have more people on our feeds who are saying words to us, right?
Oh, absolutely. Like
which is, you know, occupation hazard.
The best and worst thing, like I get so terrified playing like any new game to me on Twitch, where it's like, you know, I'll tag it like first playthrough or whatever. I'll also put it in the title, like I am playing through this blind, like no spoilers, please. Like I'm playing Deltarune for the first time right now with a friend of mine, and it's very nice because my friend Prince Mac, he's played through like Deltarune Chapter 1, Chapter 2.
Yeah. I'm waiting for the third one to come out so I can play them all at once.
He's played through both of those, like, he's played through, like, Undertale, like, everything. And so he's my guide. Like, he's...
Aww.
He's making sure that I don't miss anything, like, that might be kind of secret.
Oh yeah, no, that's great. It's always that tightrope to line, right? Like that. What can I say that's helpful but not a spoiler?
Yeah,
right?
Exactly. So it's really nice having him there because it's like, okay, you know, when you get to this room, like you're gonna wanna, you know, take a right. And go walk to the bottom of the screen because there's a secret path that will lead you somewhere, like that sort of thing. And so he's making sure that I don't miss any like fun secrets or anything. But it's also a rough line to walk because it's been very much like, okay, so you guys can talk in chat, of course. But please don't please don't like even mention like anything coming up. Like I want to be as blind as I possibly can be.
Yeah. Yeah, someone in chat saying that they spoil games to themselves because they care about the gameplay, not the story. Like, you know what? That's fair. That's fine on you.
Yeah,
for that,
no,
you know?
I mean, if that's the type
I
of
respect it.
person you are, like, power to you. Like, I'm someone who like there are games that have been out for years that I know I need to play at some point. But
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
But I've somehow managed to stay spoiler free on. So I want to play those games and try and play them as blind as I can. But because they're games that have been around for ages, so many people are like, oh yeah, it's okay that I say this. Everyone must know this thing.
Yeah.
It's the Final Fantasy VII remake effect, and the big spoiler alert if you somehow haven't played Final Fantasy VII. The Aerith dies at the end. Like,
not at the end. Like she dies fairly early on.
Yeah, like she dies. And people being like, oh, that's common knowledge.
Someone spoiled that for me, but I didn't believe them until it happened. Like, they spoiled that. I'm like, no, they wouldn't do that. Are you crazy? Nah.
No.
There's no way they're gonna do that.
That's
Come
impossible.
on.
That can't. No.
You can't trick me.
Oh no, someone in chat is being like, Aerith dies? I can't tell if you're joking, Volteris.
Well.
I'm sorry if you're not.
Funny story.
So, awkward, but, No, I'm pretty sure they're joking. But on the off chance you're not, I do apologize.
I don't.
I mean, I did say spoiler alert. My sibling figured out Aerith's death because she reached her peak power so soon. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, I guess. Let's see. Clearly, we need a Carnivine Mega Evolution.
Honestly, like I'm maybe not a Mega, but like giving some love to Carnivine, I'd be down for that.
Yeah, no, I'm here for that. Like, just
there's a lot of like Gen 4 mons that I really really like, that are just kind of like there, and I think people forget about them.
Yeah. Pardon me.
Like Carnivine, I really like. I really like Luminion.
Oh yeah.
That's one that I'm considering on my team.
Well, if you're doing Nuzlocke, you don't really have a choice in what your team is, though, right?
I'm actually not Nuzlocking.
Oh, right on.
I'm doing 2 playthroughs. I'm doing, because I'm getting both games.
Fair enough.
So I'm doing a personal playthrough between me and my best friend, because I promised that we'd play it together, like when the game was first announced, like long before I started VTubing. So I'm doing a personal playthrough with him. But then I'm doing a stream playthrough, and I made a poll on Twitter asking people like if they wanted me to Nuzlocke, or if they wanted me to do like just a chill playthrough, or what they wanted. People were like, oh, just do a chill playthrough. Like,
right on.
I think because I torture myself doing too many Nuzlocks.
Aww.
So they're like, no, you deserve a break.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to experience it. I'll probably realistically go back to Nomart just because that's my style. That's the kind of style I'm used to and that I enjoy for challenge. But I gotta try it once. Like, I gotta go for the experience of it.
Oh no, for sure.
Fun fact: if you own either the Gen 4 remake or both, there's a flag in the game that tells it whether it's Pearl or Diamond. Yeah, that's fine. They just made one game and split it in 2. I don't think that's a big shock for people.
No, I usually pick one or the other, but one of my housemates works in a game store, so I'm able to get the double pack for a bit of a discount. Nice. So I was like, I might as well get both games then.
Sure, why not at that point?
I'm honestly unsure. I don't know if it's going to be like platinum.
I think it will.
I mean, they're Diamond and Pearl remakes, so I don't think it'll be like the platinum kind of story. It's going to be Diamond and Pearl's story.
But didn't they have? No, they had Emerald content in Ruby Sapphire.
Yes and no. Like, platinum.
They had the whole Rayquaza storyline, which wasn't in.
Yeah. So there might be like a additional like Garatina, like event of sorts.
Yeah.
Where you go into the distortion world and do all the like platinum Garatina stuff.
The legendary parade.
But I'm not entirely sure like what they're using as kind of the basis, I guess. Like, I don't know if it's going to be like the gym leaders. I don't know if they're gonna have like their Diamond and Pearl teams or their Platinum teams or what, or if it's gonna be like a mix. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited to find out.
Oh, same.
And you can find out with us. So, are you streaming on Friday?
I'm actually not. This weekend. I'm taking. I'm taking Friday off. I will be starting my stream playthrough on Saturday. At about 2 p.m. ish CST.
Yeah, I'm starting my play at 5 o'clock Pacific on Friday.
Yeah, so you know what? Then that's perfect because I can just send everyone over to you.
Yay! I appreciate. I'm so close to 600.
Which, by the way, guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to Jade.
Yay! You know what? I forgot to make this plug. For the entire month, every subscriber is a free donation. I am donating $1 for every new subscriber to Team Seas for sea and ocean cleanup.
Oh, then there's really there's no reason for you to not subscribe to Jade. Like,
it's gonna hurt.
you get not only like this lovely being that you get to watch regularly, but you also get to help make a difference. So, win-win, really.
Mm-hmm. Truly. Two non-biased individuals.
I am like hardcore supportive friends. Like I am.
Yay.
I am absolutely that person that will be like, okay, I'm not streaming tonight, but you know who is? This person.
Aww,
so,
hey, good bean.
I'm not streaming Friday, but you know who is? Jade!
Oh. And I'll try and chat you out on Saturday. What am I doing Saturday? I do have a stream scheduled for Saturday, but it's not going to be Pokemon, so I can definitely try to send some people your way as well.
Yeah, my stream will be like a mid-afternoon for me, and it will only go for a few hours.
It's very good.
But I wasn't actually intending to stream, but my friend that I am playing Pokemon with is doing a D&D thing then, so.
Right on. Yeah, I'll shout you out when I see you, if I see you on Twitter. I don't use Twitter that much, but.
Appreciate it either way.
But yeah, Saturday is my first not sponsored, but my first viewer request. I have a donation option for people to pick a game. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I've got like a suggestions option of my Discord where people can like suggest games that they think I might like.
Yeah.
If there's any.
Yeah.
I usually don't have a lot of people actually use that suggestion box. They usually just tell me in chat. But
yeah, mine is people. If you buy the game for me, you get at least one episode of it. So
that's entirely fair.
$15 minimum plus the difference between that and the price of the game. So that way I don't get stuck playing free to play games forever.
That's fair. Maybe I should have people. Maybe I should sweeten the deal for people to buy me stuff.
Well, you have a what? You have a Patreon of some sort? No.
I don't, but I have like my PayPal and my Streamlabs page where people can donate to me. I have been thinking about making a Patreon though.
I use Ko-fi. It's lightweight. I like it.
Yeah, Ko-fi is another one that a lot of VTubers I think use.
I like it because it has an integrated shop. Like you can actually, once you get merch, you can just integrate merch directly into your Ko-fi store. Like I have at ko-fi.com/Jade the Kobold.
Cheeky plug.
Shame. I haven't had that.
No. Shame? I don't even know what that is.
But yeah, definitely go give Appleseed a follow. Or subscribe. Wait, what's the normal one for Twitter?
The
both. Do both the ones.
What I ask of people is to follow. Subscribing is what actually gives me the months. But if you follow, that's appreciation enough.
Aw.
I just like seeing the big number go up.
Same. Number go
and
up. Good.
I'm slowly working my way towards 500. So baby steps.
I believe in you. Let's see here. Honestly, Galvantula is a good bean.
Something I didn't realize, and this makes perfect sense considering that it's based on a tick, but I didn't realize that Joltik bounces when it walks.
Yeah, it hops.
Yeah, and then thanks, Tootsie. for joining my Discord. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much.
Tuzzy's a good bean. He's a good bean.
Is it Tuzzy? Okay. I'm sorry, I mispronounced your name.
Oh no,
I'm very like I feel like I'm the only one who really cares because every single person has been like, oh no, it's fine, like it's okay. But I'm so like particular, like I don't want to accidentally mispronounce someone's name. Like it makes me feel bad. It shouldn't. It's not that big a deal, but
I like it because it's funny. Like
yeah.
Also, speaking of which, Marusara and Fomie, welcome to my Discord server. I hope I have butchered your names. I hope that I have absolutely butchered both of those names as best as I can.
But what was I saying? But no, I didn't realize till like Sword and Shield. Oh, thank you, Silver, for following. Thank you so much. I didn't realize till Sword and Shield that like Joltik hops. Because I got one in like I think it was in a Nuzlocke actually. And like I went to like the camp thing and just went like hopping around and I was like, what? This is so cute!
It's hopping around having a good time.
It's so sweet. I love it. It's just a little bouncing. I'm sorry, I'm peeking my mic a lot.
It's all good.
When I get excited, I talk really high pitched and that peaks my mic.
That's fair. I have a new mic coming tomorrow. I'm excited.
Oh, cool.
Mm-hmm.
My mic is it's kicking in there. Like it's still going. I should probably invest in a nicer one at some point, but
yeah, like I have a decent mic. I just kind of want my forever mic so I never have to worry about it again, you know?
No, that's fair. Right now I've got a Yeti that was a gift from a friend.
Yetis are solid. I mean, they're not bad.
Yeah, exactly.
I know there's some people out there who absolutely hate on the Yetis, but it's like they're fine mics.
Yeah, like I mean, I haven't had really any issues with it. Thank you, Buckhead, for following. Y'all are sweet. Thank you so much.
You know they're good bean. Which Yeti?
I'm not exactly sure on the type. It's
the snowball?
No. I don't know. My friend got it originally for voice acting.
Okay.
Cause he does like kind of just whatever he can find, like voice acting things. But then he upgraded to a nicer mic and was like, I mean, I don't need this one anymore, and I'd like to give it to a good home, so here you go.
Yeah, my new mic is voice acting quality, and I do want to get back into that.
Nice.
It's been a hot minute. It's been too long.
I am not a good voice actor. I'm a good actor. I'm not a good voice actor.
I honestly, that's a big part of why I picked up VTubing is because I miss my acting career. But
no, that's look, if that's the tangent we're going on here.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Pokemon time's over. What is it, just VTuber chat now?
no, we're just kidding. But I entirely started VTubing because I needed a creative outlet while theaters were closed.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I mentioned if I've mentioned before to your folks or to you. I do consider myself a professional actress. Even though I work with kids and that's my main job.
Valid.
I have a degree in theater. I have done professional stage work, and been paid pretty decently for it. And that is where my true passion lies.
Same, except for the paid decently part. No, I much the same. I have the acting background. For me, it was mostly stage combat. I was a
nice.
certified stage combat actor for many years, but I have this weird thing where I like paying my bills. I mean, it's weird, but I'm into it.
Yeah, no, I getcha.
So even though I was in a position where we had like 3 shows a week at 1,500 to 3,000 people per show, it's just numbers were not going in the direction they needed to be.
I gotcha.
So I had to move right over to the tech sector, which I have the background and skills for, but I missed this. I missed going to an audience.
Yeah, no, I mostly have done like actual acting. Have dabbled a little bit in stage management and playwriting, but nothing quite as big as my acting experience.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, it was kind of I enjoyed streaming. I started getting really into VTubers. I had this kind of character that I played as a D&D OC first in Appleseed. And was kind of like, I commissioned my housemate / very good friend, Meekenrop, for a model and rig. And, went from there.
It's funny. It's no small secret that I don't actually really watch VTubers. As a result, my style is more like the YouTube Let's Play channels that I, actually do watch myself, which is sort of giving me a interesting niche in the VTuber market because, like, I'm a VTuber who doesn't stream the way a lot of other VTubers stream.
Yes.
I guess. So, it's working, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it's working for you. So, like, I mean, power to you.
I don't know, I'm just a weird internet lizard. That's all I got.
But you know what? It's you're a fun weird internet.
That's the goal. The goal is to be the fun weird internet lizard.
No, I honestly, like, going into it, I wasn't entirely sure, like, what I'd think. Like, I kind of was going into it with the thought of, like, okay, I could really like this, but I have no idea. Which is part of the reason, like, and I don't regret it for a second, but I went to, like, a close personal friend for a model and rig, where it's like, okay, if for nothing else, I know I'm supporting a friend, and I'm getting cute art of my favorite D&D characters, so...
I got super, super lucky. I went to Fiverr, and everyone told me don't go to Fiverr, but I had already placed the order. And Remexin does a fantastic job with modeling, and it was a delight to work with. I was very fortunate in finding finding a good rigger.
Yeah, no, I was like, I mean, again, I knew I was supporting a friend, and was happy to do so either way, but we had, like, my original like, first model, which was fairly basic. Like, basically my eyes moved and I had, like, a little bit of head movement, but my eyes only moved in, like, certain directions, and my head, like, had kind of 3 stages of, like, off to the left, center, and off to the right. And that was about it. My eyes, like, couldn't close at all. It was just kind of like I could look in different directions. But then Mika kept just kind of working on it and just messing around with the rigging for fun, and ended up like upgrading to what we currently are. And
it's a
considering it's his like first ever rig, like,
oh wow,
I think it's impressive personally.
Oh no, you look great.
Thanks.
Let's see. We don't need more. I mean, we covered pretty much everything I could think of offhand for Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else. I'm trying to think of any more like questions or anything. I'm not sure though. I think it'll be I'll definitely have to message you like probably a few days from now, just being like, so
how's things?
How are things? How was Cynthia?
Rip. It's gonna, oh boy, that's gonna be a thing.
I mean, at the very least, like, you have like the kind of added help of you get, unless they change it, which I don't see them doing, you get a direct counter to Garchomp from Cynthia herself. Because you get given a Togepi egg, which can become Togekiss, which is a fairy type.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Also, Sapphire, to answer your question, what do you name a Wailord? I have had the same nickname for Wailord since I was like, a 10-year-old playing Ruby for the first time, and that is Todd. All my Wailords and everything are called Todd.
Todd.
The Wailord plush that I sleep with is called Todd.
Todd. That's adorable.
It is the most basic, mundane name. But it was what I called my first ever Wailord, and it is the name that has stuck with me.
Speaking of names, I had a Slowking that I named Nanska, which is sort of a slurred Japanese way of saying "what's up" or "what is it? What's going on?" sort of mood. And then between I don't know what 2 generations, the name got stripped out. It blocked the name. I think it was because it had the Nansuka as SUK in it, and I think it was just that it's like, okay, band name, boom. It's like, but Nansuka, oh, friend.
All I thought was Todd Howard. I mean, that's not where I came up with the name. I don't even know where I came up with the name.
Okay, but having said that, somebody has definitely made a Pokemon Skyrim mod. Someone has absolutely made that.
Someone has to.
If they haven't, go. What are you doing here? Go make a mod. Do it.
Go, get on it. If this mod isn't out by the end of this stream. Just kidding.
I'm not angry, just disappointed.
I'm confident that exists. There's no way it couldn't exist.
Sounds kind of great, though. Well, I think I'm going to be retiring to my Discord and chatting with people there for a little bit.
Yeah, I should probably head to bed.
Fair enough.
I got work early in the morning. Yay!
Well, dream peacefully, friend, and thank you for joining me. Appreciate it.
You! Thank you for inviting me to just chat about Pokemon and stuff with you.
So again, our respective playthroughs will be beginning on Friday and Saturday. Definitely come in by and check them out.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, friends, please send some love over to Jade, because they're the absolute sweetest, and you know, I'm excited to see where their Nuzlocke goes. So, you know, you can come join me in hanging out and bugging them about it.
What could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. Famous last words.
All right. Cheers, friends.
Bye, guys. Stick around, my folks. We're gonna throw a raid to someone. I'm not sure who, but if you'll just give me a little bit, I'll be back with you for us to do that.